there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with some Orzhov control gameplay. If you saw the deck tech of this video, a lot of people asked for gameplay. Haven't had time at the store to actually bust out some games. It's hard to record at the store while playing Arena. I'm usually playing on my laptop while I'm helping customers. Finally got some better audio from my house again, and I think we can now start playing some Arena in the morning, recording the finishes, recording kind of the gameplay before I go to the store. So that's the good news. You should have more gameplay content. So this is the Orzhov control list that I've been working on. I've made a few changes since the other deck tech. It's basically the same. You can go check that deck tech out as the video prior to this one. So right now I have added some Settle the Wreckage, just one. I think we have plenty of control between the Ritual of Soot, the Cleansing Nova, Settle the Wreckage, and Golden Demise. We're going to try to figure out where the good package of having enough board wipes are. I did cut a Plaguecrafter. I'm thinking of going back up in Plaguecrafter because it is a very, very powerful card versus Teferi. And Teferi was everywhere. Yesterday I did another league, so far we're 10-2 with the deck. The only matchups that I've dropped are against the one against the Arclight Phoenix, but I believe I'm 2-1 versus that deck, and one against Teferi, which I believe I'm also 2-1 versus Teferi. So still winning records versus the decks that we have dropped games. Both of those games were really, really good draws by my opponents. I think that it was the fourth Teferi. Yeah, it was the tuck. Teferi was tucking itself, and I eventually milled out versus that. And the Arclight had either 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 Arclights in the first 30. That's usually the matchups you're going to lose when they find all their Arclights very, very quickly. Anyway, you can go check out the entire deck list over at the prior video. Again, not a lot of changes. I think I added a Deadeye Tracker and some Settle the Wreckage is all. Let's get on to it. So now, let's see if we can kind of replicate the finishes with the Orzhov control that I had last time. We're hoping for another 5-1 or better, or 5-0 would be preferable, so we don't have to play some other games. Unnecessary games. Just grind through as humanly possible. And get some good matchups here. So I've been pretty impressed with the competitive constructive on Arena. I don't know, Arena just like incentivizes fast play and playing formats where you can grind the quickest. A lot of people are very upset with the economy. I don't mind the economy, except that's the one thing I can't stand about the economy. Is it's the best bang for your buck to play the quick formats. So instead of the competitive constructive, it's best just to play like a quick aggro deck in the regular constructed event, because the rewards are very similar as far as doubling up your coins for going 7 in the regular constructed and still getting the 3 cards. So I think that's the biggest incentive they should do to competitive constructive, is just make the prize a little bit better than just doubling up on coins and giving you the same card potential as the other. So this was keepable because we don't know what we're playing against. We have a slow hand. We have Arguel's Bloodfast and 2 Eldest Reborns. Both of these are going to be very good versus like a Boros Angels. Like I need to get some spot removal, otherwise we're just going to get out aggroed by. Okay, this is Boros aggro. So yeah, we need to find it. We need to find like a Golden Demise quickly. And unfortunately, it's another land. We'll just throw out the Arguel's Bloodfast. I wish this was a treasure map here. Treasure map seems to be a little bit better versus this deck. The good news is, though, that we can, if we do get down to 5 life, this will ramp us up a turn by flipping the Arguel's Bloodfast into a Temple. The problem with Boros, I actually think Boros is the hardest matchup, Boros aggro, with this deck, because we can be kind of slow. Like, we're good at sweeping the board, but then Boros can finish it up with direct damage, and that's always a real threat, is where we can get, you know, oh yeah, Golden Demise would be amazing here. Double Adonto Vanguards, this is why I do. Cleansing Nova is terrible versus this deck. Golden Demise is actually really, really good. So I'm going to pass the turn. And unfortunately, we're going to get hit hard. I think I will try to get myself to... The Adonto Vanguards are just really, really aggressive. And Cleansing Nova, again, is not going to do anything versus them. So double Vanguards. We don't have our chump blockers to really get in the way of the Vanguards. And we are all the way down to an 11. Gosh, I really want to draw a card, but I don't know if that's the right call. And Rekindling Phoenix is rough too. So my opponent's just trying. This is a very, very tough matchup because these are all cards that I can have issue with. And it's just another land. We're just going to throw out a Karn and try to protect Karn the best way possible by putting a token out. Or, yeah, just so we can block one of these Vanguards. Unfortunately, I don't think we win this. We didn't find the Golden Demise. We didn't find Vraska's Contempt. We didn't really find anything to chump block. Very, very slow hand. We were against an unknown deck, so I still think that was a keepable hand. Yeah, we'll be bringing in Settled Wreckages. We'll be bringing in a lot of ways to slow this down. Like the Moment of Craving is really good versus Adanto Vanguard 2 because it's -2/-2 and they can't stop it. But we have a good sideboard plan versus this deck. Lyra, the second Lyra will come in. I mean, the thing about what I like about Lyra in this deck is they use Deafening or Justice Strike as the removal, and at least you gain 5 life off of it. So my opponent's just going to go for Karn. I don't know why both Vanguards aren't going for Karn and Rekindling Phoenix is going for me, but it is what it is. Yeah, Cleansing Nova is terrible right now. So this has to block here. Karn dies. Eldest Reborn's not going to do anything because of the Rekindling Phoenix. I think our only hope is to... What do we go down to? 8? Our only hope would be draw out of Vraska's Contempt, kill the Rekindling Phoenix, go down to a 2. But again, that's not going to work. Well, that actually was a good draw. Needed that a lot earlier. Too bad we couldn't kill the Phoenix and then go for it. I think Phoenix is just going to get us. We need something like a lot. My opponent didn't even play anything last turn. So something like a lot. Vraska's Contempt is what we need off the top. And Arguel's Bloodfast is unfortunately going to flip. And yeah, I don't see us getting out of here unless we find a Vraska's Contempt. So I think I might be able... No, a Lightning Strike could just kill him. Another Rekindling Phoenix, huh? We need to Settle the Wreckage. We could draw for a Settle the Wreckage. I think we decline to give us one more draw to try to find one Settle the Wreckage. Karn's not going to do it. Pass the turn. That's our only hope. So we have to kind of hit a Arguel's Bloodfast and a 1 of Settle the Wreckage to get us out of this. And then my opponent can't have Lightning Strike or Shock. And so I think the odds are very, very bad with... Look at that, though. 2 Adanto Vanguards and 2 Phoenixes. Those are the 2 key cards. Yeah, we're going to do it. My opponent's kind of playing around it. See if it just strikes me dead. And Ritual. Okay. We are dead. Alrighty, so let's go to the sideboard here, and... we can bring in the other Settle the Wreckages. I don't think we bring in Duresses. We'll bring in the Bindings and the Moment of Cravings. And the things that we can take out, like Plaguecrafter seemed quite weak. Ravenous Chupacabra actually seemed quite weak. But they might just be weaker than some of these other options, like the Ritual. I don't think Richfield sweeps the board where we want it to sweep it. Cleansing Nova is also kind of awkward, but I think we keep it in. Arguel's Bloodfast in this matchup, I think we can go down 1 in count. We'll just rely on the treasure maps to get us with the card advantage. Karn's still okay. Vraska's Contempt is awesome. Profane Procession is amazing. I'm really thinking like Plaguecrafter is not where we want to be. It does get around the indestructible end, so it might just be better. But Chup, I don't know. Chup is... I'm going to cut a Chup. And we might need to cut the Plaguecrafters, I would say. Seekers Squire is still really good in this. I don't know, Chupacabra does... Like, all the cards that we saw, it doesn't do anything against. I'm going to cut the 2 Chupacabras. But we have, you saw our deck, we have a lot of answers. I'm going to actually keep this hand with the Golden Demise. I don't know, it's kind of weird to keep this. Our deck is very greedy, mana greedy. And so we can actually draw out of this. This, of course, I'd never recommend keeping a 6, even a 5-land hand a lot of time is rough. But having the 2 Golden Demises to sweep anything early, like Legion Loyalists and Adanto Vanguards, I think is key. Our opponent did mulligan. And there's a Karn to help us get out of this, too. It's good against History of Benalia as well, which I'm assuming this deck is running Histories. Like, I think this is a Adanto Vanguard, History of Benalia, Rekindling Phoenix deck. So it's everything that has a lot of sustainability. And there's our Adanto Vanguard. We're going to get some value out of this. Unfortunately, we drew another land. We're going to have to pass a turn. I'm not going to sweep it yet. I'm going to allow my opponent play another 3-drop. Hopefully it's not an Angel here, the 3/3 Angel. Hopefully it's just another Adonto Vanguard. And hopefully then we can find some relevant cards. So let's see what comes down. Cross your fingers, nothing, huh? So I might just go Karn. And Karn's just going to absorb a lot of damage for me. Hopefully it finds... At least we don't have to draw those stupid things. Lots of lands. So hopefully Adonto runs into Karn. Hopefully our opponent puts out another card we can sweep. Chalet is actually going to be very, very, very tough for us. But Karn's doing what Karn wants to do by absorbing damage. Yeah, Golden Demise is now kind of really bad. Now I do want a Ravenous Chupacabra. Stellar Wreckage is fine here. I think we just continue to... get double Seekers, huh? Can I actually survive with the Seekers Squire here? Like, I want to bait out... Do you know what? I might just Golden Demise and then put out a Seeker. I think that's actually a reasonable play, because if I don't, I'm televising that I have this Settle the Wreckage, and I don't want to do that. And then my Karn still survives from Chalet going into Karn. Now, I just need to quit drawing lands. If there's a land on top, it needs to be right here. Okay, cool. We are going to be out of land soon. And so, yeah, Chalet's going to go into Karn. There could be another, like, Aurelia could come down and then kill Karn. But it's still, we're where we want to be with this deck. My opponent has 4 cards left in hand. Karn survives, unless he gets lightning striked off. But again, Karn is done. There's the Rekindling Phoenix. Okay. Sure. And we hit another land. Ay, ay, ay. When it rains, it pours. Alright, Karn. Find us some more lands here. There's another land. You're such an awesome card, Karn. Thank you for the land. We'll throw out a Forsaken Sanctuary. And then pass a turn. Look at all these lands. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, if we lose this match, I know I did keep a 6-lander, but if you keep a heavy land, odds are you don't draw a ton of lands. But Arena, that's how it works. If you have 2 lands, you'll never draw another land. If you keep a 6-lander, you'll draw all lands. It's just how it's programmed in. So my opponent is going to fall for the... Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't do Settle the Wreckage. Yeah, because of Chalet. Yep. So, that is true. Ravenous Chup should definitely be in here for Chalet, because Chalet just completely shuts down Settle. And there's another Rekindling Phoenix. I got to find something that can kill this. A Vraska's Contempt, otherwise we're going to lose. Cleansing Nova's fine here, actually. Cleansing Nova's not fine. I have to do it, though, just to get rid of Chalet. Oh, yeah, ridiculous. Okay, so we will Cleansing Nova. And unfortunately, those come back, and we're going to hit by 8. But we do have Settle the Wreckage. My opponent will probably play around them. Yeah, I don't even need spot removal. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I'm just dead. The Rekindling Phoenixes were good to have both games. No Vraska's, like, the ways we have to answer Rekindling Phoenix are higher than my opponent has Rekindling Phoenix. So these games are very frustrating when this happens, when my opponent leads off with the answer for the Settle the Wreckage with the Chalet, as well as the answer for Cleansing Nova. And then we don't have any Vraska's Contempts. Like, if Vraska's Contempt would have just completely turned this game around. Even a Profane Procession at this point would work as well. Now my opponent just has to play around. If there's another Voice of Plenty, I'm just dead. But the land flood was very real. We even have, a land underneath. Oh, Banefire for 5. Okay. What just happened there? Banefired. I don't know what this... He banefired himself! Okay, we should have lost that, but... Oh well. We'll pass the turn. He clicked on himself with the banefire. So that's how my opponent is getting the direct damage, is with the Banefire. Yeah, this is definitely our toughest matchup. There's another Banefire. Oi, oi, oi. Banefire, Banefire, Rekindling Phoenix, Rekindling Phoenix. Didn't see any of our cards that just shut the deck down. Alright, there's one loss. Of course, when I hype this deck up, this is what happens. There's our third loss. We were 10-3 with the deck now. With one of the Boros. Boros is one of the decks that I do fear the most because of just that really resilient curve. They can be as quick as any other aggro deck, and they have problematic cards like Chalet that you have to take care of. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken the Ravenous Chupacabras out. This would have been a very good hand versus that Boros hand. Double Vraska's Contempts to take care of threats. We have a Lyra. I'm just going to lead off with the Isolated Chapel. And then next turn we have a treasure map. We didn't see any treasure maps last game either. This is green. This is usually a very easy matchup. Hopefully we can... Okay, cool, Arena. I clicked on a plains. Can you put it out when I click on it? Thanks. We'll do treasure map here. And I'm going to put a stop here for the treasure map. And the Steel of Champion turn 2 is very annoying. We're going to take some damage. I'm going to bottom the Arguel's Bloodfast. Because it's not going to be where we want to be. I did find the other land. That's actually pretty good. And the next turn we can Vraska's Contempt. I'm pretty sure Nullhide comes out here because they always have Steel Leaf into Nullhide. Because the designers of Magic thought that was like the greatest little curve, is to go turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Steel of Champion, turn 3 Nullhide, turn 4 Galta. I mean, you know, that's fair. Do they have anything that can actually give Hexproof? I always forget with this deck. There's no Blossoming Defense anymore, so I think I can just hold this up. I think... No, we don't want to stop. I probably actually should have Vraska's Contempt it, just because of like a Galta threat. But now, green is really far behind. It's Contempt. Yeah, I'm actually going to put a stop here. There's a Vine Mare, huh? Never mind. We'll just drop because we're going to go Lyra. We'll put a stop here. Because Lyra is something they have to take care of. I can see a Rabid Bite on the Vine Mare. Blanchwood Armor for 10. So I'm not going to block this one. Jeez, I could actually die to this. I could actually die to the Blanchwood Armor. I think I need to scry. Bottom that, because we need like a Cleansing Nova as quickly as possible. Taking 10. I can block it, though. Well, that sucks. Got a block on the Blanchwood to go back up to a 9. The thing I can't block with this, with a Plaguecrafter, we're going to Contempt away a Druid of the Cowl. I don't know what actually gets me out of this. I think we have to, you know, stop. We got to scry and try to hit a Cleansing Nova or a Settle. And we're at perfect 11. Come on, draw me out of this. Treasure map does not do it. I can't Eldest Reborn. And yeah, I'm one off. I need to draw like a land there. Because I can't treasure map and Plaguecrafter. So Plaguecrafter can come out. Oh, no, I do have barely enough. Woo, we barely slide through this. Because we have exactly 5. So Plaguecrafter. Pretty crazy, though. Didn't find a sweeper again. We get a lot better post-sideboard. have to use all of our resources, but our opponent's using all their resources as well. The Eldest Reborn kills the Vine Mare, and then we're going to get a discard out of my opponent. I'm at a kind of safe 11. Unfortunately, this treasure map doesn't do anything. My opponent gets flooded. Eldest Reborn just gets rid of a land. I don't know if there's any point holding up the plains. We'll go ahead and scry and throw the Seekers Squire to the bottom. We need to hit high-impact cards. Like a Profane Procession would be really good to hit here. And Thrashing Brontonon might just end up killing. Yeah, I'm sure my opponent's just going to kill the Eldest Reborn here. Otherwise, I get a Lyra back. So Eldest Reborn did a lot of work. Should have put a stop there. I'm a bad player though, and forgot to put a stop. At least we get rid of that Isolated Chapel, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. We had an Isolated Chapel over a swamp. I'll keep this one in hand. Another Vine Mare, that can be a problem. Chup can't actually do it. I didn't put another stop. Man, I'm bad. I can draw a card off of the treasure, though. Holy cow, let's put the plains away. So I'm dead to like a Blanchwood Armor. If that's the case, it's just pretty bad string of luck there. Golden Demise also does not work. Ugh. Golden Demise is the card I take out in this matchup. So Blanchwood Armor just wins if it's a Vine Mare and a Blanchwood. I have a couple turns to try to get there. We have so many Eldest Reborn. Stealer Champion is something I can kill with the Chup. Are you kidding me? The last two cards are Steel Leaf Galta, huh? I have two draws, though. Gosh, stupid. Another swamp. Gotta be kidding me. On the land flood. So many lands on the bottom of our library. Well, 3. Nope, we hit another land. I don't think I can actually get out of this now. I think I need all the cards. Needs to be a Cleansing Nova. Does Ritual work? Yes, Ritual does work. We go down to a 1. But we are at the mercy of finding a removal spell. We have a lot of them, though. Go to a 1. Come on, can we not get another land? Profane doesn't work. Oh, are you kidding me? Top deck into another creature, and we top deck into a land. So, man, my green opponent got flooded there at the beginning, but then just I out of all the decks that I hate more than anything, it is definitely mono green. It's so linear, and then everything is super undercosted. A 7/6 for 6, a 6/6 for 4, a 5/4 for 3. Ugh, boring, boring, boring. It's just one threat after another threat after another threat after another threat. I'm going to take on Arguel's Bloodfast, taking all the hate cards. We're going to... yeah, that's fine. All we need to do is take out the Golden Demises. I'll keep in the Rituals. Rituals do a better job of sweeping. And everything else is really, really good versus this deck. I think like something like a Seekers Squire is something I can take out. Okay. Let's hope for not getting Vine Mare, Steel Leaf Champion, Carnage Tyrant, and Galta off the top. This is keepable just because we have Lyra in the draw. I think this is keepable anyway. We have a higher likelihood of drawing out of it than not. No Llanowar, awesome. No Llanowar. There's a Cleansing Nova. This is really good. Seeker Squire hopefully hits a land. If not, we have a 2/3. Oh man. I think I need to try to hit lands. I hate throwing that Eldest Reborn away, but I don't think I can risk not getting to Cleansing Nova. Now, though, I don't know if I want... Yeah, now that I have the treasure map, we're going to get to Cleansing Nova. So we have to worry about kind of like Vivian hands here. Thrashing Brontonon would be a little bit of a pain. But it'd still get a card for a card. Yeah, there's the Vine Mare. Of course. Plaguecrafter is good to get. And pass a turn. I don't know if we want to stop. I just like to draw land. We're going to take 5. I'm hoping my opponent just goes crazy with, like, Ghalta here. So, goes, like, land, Steel Leaf, Ghalta. Yeah, Jadelight's still worth it to just Cleansing Nova. Another Vine Mare is going to be the next play. Okay, cool. We don't have to waste the treasure map. Alright, so we're just going to Cleansing Nova. And I will put a stop because Would I rather Eldest Reborn or treasure map? I'd actually rather Eldest Reborn. My opponent can't even play a Vine Mare. Kind of kept greedy with the Jade Light. Missed a land drop. There's another Jade Light, though. And there is a Thrashing Brontodon. Now I'm actually going to do Plaguecrafter, I think. Just so we can get this flipped. I probably should have done the Field of Ruin. We'll put that on the bottom. Flip it over. Draw another land anyway. Now I want that Eldest Reborn back, but again, I think we had to play it safe. And we'll just get rid of the Jade Light. And pass the turn, I'm not going to cast a Lyra, however people say it. There's a Druid of Cal. That actually gives a leeway to my... Let's draw a card. Cleansing Nova's fine. I think we're just going to Eldest Reborn here. No. We'll treasure map. We're not going to play anything until this other Cleansing Nova happens. Ritual is something that... We have a Thrashing Brontodon coming up, so yeah, we'll keep it on top. We might just end up Thrashing Brontodon next turn. We know I have a Thrashing Brontodon coming up later on. Okay, yeah, we can actually just Ritual next turn. Kept the Harpooner on top, huh? Interesting. Whoops, I didn't need to do that. I knew it was on top. Ha. Oh, we are still in our main phase. Go over to... There we go. Get another 2-for-1, sort of, other than the Jade Light. Jade Light got us, or got him a land. So 4 mana, I'm sure just like a Vine Mare comes out this turn. Kind of want my opponent to overextend. Alright, so my opponent's going to go Druid and Harpooner. We'll keep an Eldest Reborn. Yeah, so my opponent's not overextending into another board wipe, so I'm just going to fire off this Eldest Reborn. Oh, no. Let's do the Chup. That's much better. Kill the... what is that, the 3rd Druid? Alright, all the Druids are dead. Llanowar. Really protecting against those... I don't need to stop here. Really protecting against those Eldest Reborns. Now my opponent has 4 lands. Alright, we'll go ahead and chup away the Llanowar. Another treasure map, that's awesome. These treasure maps just draw so much cards. This will put my opponent under some pressure. And we'll treasure map here, create a stop here, bottom the swamp. Now we have 3 lands on the bottom. So just look how much card advantage the treasure maps gives. It's scried 3 lands as well as drawn 3. What is it? Drawn like 4 cards, 5 cards now. Opponent's keeping up in card advantage just by not drawing lands. So there's the Ferox. Don't care because we're gonna Eldest Reborn it. We'll keep a settle. Get rid of the Nullhide Ferox. Opponent's going to have to start discarding key cards too. And eventually they're going to start drawing lands. Because that's 3 Jadelight Rangers, 3 Druids out of the way. A lot of the threats left. So, I'm thinking Thrashing Broadon is just going to kill the Eldest Reborn. Probably should kill the treasure map. Yeah, I disagree with that play. I think the treasure map is more threatening than a discard and getting back something. But who am I? Alright, so I'm going to sack this last treasure token. Ugh. Get another land. We are going to use our Field of Ruin to scry and throw some more treasures out. Keep that Eldest Reborn. Go ahead and go to the draw. Let's go ahead and go to main, combat, attack, all attacks, and damage. Draw some cards. Ugh. Hopefully Orzhov gives us some sort of finisher. X spell. Find our last treasure map. Jeez. Go ahead and scry. I'm not going to throw out the Vraska's Contempt is fine. The last Lyra because of the Crawl Harpooner. Llanowar Elf's number 3? Is that number 3 on the Llanowar? Is what? Nope, 2. And Vine Mare. Alright, sweet. So we do have a Vraska's Contempt coming up. So we're just going to Vraska's Contempt on the Llanowar. As well as I'm going to go ahead and just scry with the treasure map just so it doesn't use my colorless source here. Sack a treasure to draw a card. Hit another Eldest Reborn. Ooh, there's a Chup as well. Kill the Vine Mare. And my opponent finally did a scoop at 5 lands out of, I believe my opponent was down to 38 cards. Jeez, that must be nice. Tocatli Honor Guard I don't think really does anything here. Moment of Craving only kills Llanowar Elves and Harpooners. Golden Demise does nothing. Seekers Squire. Seekers Squire might just be better than a Ritual. I think Ritual kills enough cards, though. In all honesty, maybe the Dawnbringer's not that great. Dawnbringer's fine versus like the Harpooner, though, because you gain 5 life. I'm going to throw out a Field of Ruin. I think 25 lands is probably fine on the draw. So this is by far the matchup I've played the most. I have not dropped a match. This is only the second game I've ever dropped to green. Green can have that really, really fast hand, and we can just be slow. And you can drop to it, but usually this is an easy matchup you saw. If they stumble, we have a lot of board wipes, a lot of removal. I don't know. I think it might be the point to put Golden Demises back in the sideboard and then throw the settles in the main. It seems like people are starting to go bigger in this format rather than going wider with like Golden Demise is really getting its tokens. I guess in the Boros match, though, you saw that we needed to clear Vanguards. But I'd rather rely on like the Moment of Cravings for that. This is kind of risky. We do have a Seekers Squire and a Profane Procession. You haven't seen the power of this card. I don't like the Dawnbringer here, but Binding's actually pretty good too. Oh, treasure map was beautiful. Okay, so we need to draw a land, and we need to find another land off the Seekers Squire. And my opponent did not have a drop, though. That's good. So we did exactly what we wanted to do. Throw away anything but a land. Yep, we're even a graveyard that. Want to guarantee those lands. So Jade Light's not nearly as powerful as Steel Leaf here. And I'm going to throw away the Druid, I'm pretty sure. Keeps the Druid on top. That is interesting. Treasure map comes out. Eldest Reborn stays on top. And we're going to block the Jade Light. And whatever my opponent puts out, we're probably... Hopefully it's not a Nullhide Ferox, otherwise we're not going to drop. So hopefully my opponent actually shows us first. Okay, I'm going to block. At this point, saving damage I think is fine. I'm thinking Druid's just coming out here. Runic Armisar doesn't really do anything. So, we could Scry. We could Karn. No, Binding on a Jadelight Ranger is actually pretty good. So, activated ability of what? A bit of a creature land. That's not that great right now. Yeah, my opponent brought in the Runic Armisars. I don't know if that's the right call. So I think I am, yeah, I'm going to definitely hit my Scry here with the treasure. Want that. We'll draw it. Throw out my buddy Karn. Pump him up to a 6. Okay, finds 2 lands, sure. So we can put a stop here, because we're going to most likely Eldest Reborn. Thing is, we can start getting big treasure tokens, or big Karn tokens too. I think I'm going to start Karning it up. We'll put Karn down to a 1, but we'll have a 4/4. And then we'll also have possibly a 5/5 with the Lyra. Opponent doesn't have the greatest board state. Yeah, it's very terrible. The Druid means that there's not going to be something ramped out. We go to 3. No, like... Oh, okay, Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, I don't care. It's going to crack the treasure map. Seekers Squire we can cast later on. I'm going to bottom it. Ooh, Settle the Wreckage. I'm going to bait my opponent into a Settle the Wreckage.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous arm.
So, Druid's just coming in, Steel Leaf's coming in. They're all coming in. And there's the Settle. Opponent gets to thin out, but that's another 3 for 1. We keep the Karn. Karn's going to draw us another card. Might just be a scoop here. Can't cast Jade Lights. Whatever my opponent casts gets Eldest Reborn. We have a 4/4. I don't even think I start digging with the treasures. I think it's just pretty much over. I'm sure Karn's just going to find us some more lands. Yup. So my opponent's going to give me a Forsaken Sanctuary. And that means I can actually put out a Profane. I'll actually put out A Dawnbringer? My opponent doesn't have any cards in their graveyard, so the Harpooner actually does not even kill. Another land by my opponent. Wonder if there's just a bunch of Jade Lights. Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant would be a threat. This deck is just so good against Carnage Tyrant. And even if my opponent puts out a way to protect against the Eldest Reborn, it's still not even a threat. Because we can Profane Procession and Reborn in one turn. Alright, so Karn is gonna... What's underneath? Just 2 lands? Okay. Could have put out another construct to kill it. Opponent will give me Ritual here. Next turn we'll just grab the Eldest Reborn with Karn. Scoopy Scoop. No Scoopy Scoop yet. There we go. There's the Scoopy Scoop. So mono green, this is typically how it goes. There are a lot of competitive people, or a lot of mono green in competitive. Very linear deck, very easy to play. So new players do gravitate towards it. Not a lot of decisions to be made in mono green. Yeah. So that's what I like about this game, this deck. We have game versus everything. You know, we didn't get off to a good start. I'm 1-1 at the moment, which is of course not where we want to be in a double elimination tournament. We don't have any leeway now. But updated record, we are now 11-3. Yeah, 11-3 with the deck. Risky hand, very risky hand. The Seekers Squires both need to hit lands. The Plaguecrafter needs to be useful in this matchup. We're definitely going to keep it. We have 23 lands to draw. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draws before we need them. Mono red can be an issue. I really like it in... Oh, Vraska's Contempt was just clutch. So, still want to hit lands. We missed on our first land. Still 23 out of 52. So we're in good shape. 26. I have 26 or 25 lands. Can't even remember in this deck. Okay, this is actually tougher if it's going to be Phoenix, but we have a good Phoenix hand. Yes, this is Phoenix. Do not throw away Phoenix, please. You saw my frustration a couple streams back when I was playing Phoenix, and we could never find Phoenixes in our top 30. And then every time I play this deck, they have like 4 Phoenixes right off the bat. Okay, no throwing Phoenix away, so that's awesome. No Goblin Electromancer on turn 2. That's another one that's usually tough. I need to hit lands. I think we can graveyard Mr. Chup. This sucks, though, because my opponent puts out a Goblin Electromancer. We have the tap land Forsaken Sanctuary. Just another discovery. Opponent is really digging, but wanted the 2 cards on top last time. Usually they throw away everything. So I'm wondering what those cards are. They got to be Drakes. Both of them had to be Drakes. So this gives us some leeway. Next turn. Didn't throw anything away again. Crazy. Kept both of them on top. Needs lands, possibly? Cleansing Nova will be fine. We'll Seeker number 2. Opponent's going to shock it in response. I think that's a horrible play, by the way, because we're not like a damage-based deck, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. My opponent needs to use those shocks to get back Phoenixes. It's going to be tough to get back. Like, the way that my opponent's going to beat me is by Phoenixing multiple times, making me sack the Phoenix and having to do it again and again and again. So now I'm assuming a Phoenix comes down this turn. We have a Vraska's Contempt for one of the Phoenixes. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing my opponent winning this one with our current hand. Already done 2 of the... oh yeah, and a Chart of Course. And found no Phoenix yet. So Lava Coil, again, I disagree wholeheartedly with that play. I think my opponent needs to save those. It's tempting just to go Plaguecrafter, but I don't think that's the right play. I want my opponent just to play a Crackling Drake so we can go Eldest Reborn next turn. Yep, perfect. I'm not even going to have Vraska's Contempt it. Unless there's a land in a maximize velocity, then maybe. To me, that seems like a pretty bad play, though. So this deck doesn't run a lot of threats. I believe there's only 12. I think there's 16 creatures sometimes. So it's either between 12 and 16. So we've got rid of one of them. Effectively, we've got rid of, what, like 8% of their threats already. Radical Idea. Not from the graveyard, so my opponent's not wanting to discard anything. I'd like to see Enigma Drake here, because then the other Eldest Reborn can just kill it. Still no Phoenixes. My opponent's going to have to discard a card with the Eldest Reborn. It's tempting just to put Plaguecrafter and throw away another, but probably not. We get an awesome Crackling Drake, and the Drake is going to be really, really small. The opponent's going to opt. Again, I don't agree with how my opponent's like firing off these spells. I don't think Phoenix is going to be very easy to cast when you've thrown away the ops and the lava coils. So, I mean, opponent's going to hardcast a Phoenix at this point. Another Drake, we're going to let it go. Do you have to worry about, like, main board negates? Sure. I'll take the damage. Do I want to take 10? No. I think it's worth it. Just get rid of it. That was kind of on the verge. Your opponent's graveyard. We want the Drake. A 1/4 Drake. Ah, yeah. And that is a very, very solid card with the Profane Procession. This card just absolutely wrecks my opponent's deck. I think we can safely just Plaguecrafter and force my opponent to discard a card. There is no land here. Opponent's tapped out, so they can't shock in response. Make me discard a card. Throws away a Beacon Bolt, which is fine. I'm sure my opponent's going to Beacon Bolt my Crackling Drake. But yeah, this Profane Procession's just shut my opponent down. I don't think... Now we're just going to leave up mana from now until the end of the eternity. I do not believe my opponent can win. Electromancer. That's one way. Can chain up a bunch of spells here. There's the Beacon Bolt. At the cost of a Crackling Drake? No, that's their Crackling Drake. At the cost of another Beacon Bolt. Okay. No, that was just a cast of a Beacon Bolt. We'll do Eldest Reborn. Might as well to get a target. Gets rid of a Goblin Electromancer. So double Drake and a Goblin Electromancer. A lot of very good spells. My opponent's got a ton of lands left. He's only gone through 6 out of 37. So, yeah, there is a lot of lands stuck in the... There's another Goblin Electromancer. Opponent is having to discard a card. A shock it is. Goodbye, Electromancer. I do want to keep Electromancers off the board. They're not the greatest threat, but they're threatening by being able to chain off a bunch of radical ideas in one turn. Still no Phoenix. I'm still thinking this is a Phoenix deck. Chart of Course, yep. Gonna happen. Have to throw away some more cards. There's another land. 7 lands, though. Still very, very land heavy. Treasure map is great. Opponent's graveyard. We get another Crackling Drake back. Then my opponent's going to have to shoot off another Beacon Bolt. Still a 1/4. We get to draw a card, so it's better than a Plaguecrafter, in my opinion. Yeah, because drawing cards I think is fine here. Golden Demise is pretty meh. Little treasure map. Draw a card. Or scry a card, not draw a card. Keep a Plaguecrafter, that's fine. I don't need to put a stop here then. So my opponent's going to have to shoot off another Beacon Bolt. There's an Opt. Second Opt. Keeps it on top. See, this is what happens when I play Phoenix. 30 cards, my poor opponent has not found a Phoenix. Lava Coil. I don't even care. Electromancer. We're not going to care about Electromancer. I wonder why my opponent didn't do it the other way around. Because we are going to do this play. We're going to Golden Demise. Killing the third Electromancer. Opponent's just going to draw a card by ditching a land. And my opponent can then ditch that last card, which was the last... No. It was a... it was a radical idea in the... Let's go ahead and scry. I don't want that now. We'll put a stop here. 5 mana is still what my opponent is sitting at. And I believe there's only 3 in the graveyard. Yep. So 8. So over 50% of my opponent's remaining deck is lands, most likely. 14 to 15 lands is what I'm assuming is left in. 22 to 23. So lots of lands. Double Drake is dealt with. We get the treasure map that is flipping over that's going to give us a lot of card draw. We have the Profane Procession that's going to take care of anything. We absolutely want Karn. And we'll keep up the Profane Procession. Karn can start... Yeah, I'm going to actually start aggroing with Karn. This is going to force off some Beacon Bolts.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
Love how it prioritized using my treasure. Oh no, it flipped over this turn. It always prioritizes, so be careful with Arena. They want to tap the treasure cove whenever possible with the auto tap. Discovery number 3. There's a land gone. Thing is, with only keeping 5 lands, there's the 4th discovery. There's not a lot of ability for my opponent to chain off Phoenixes. So no more discoveries. Arguel's Bloodfast. We're just going to go the Karn route. Because if we top deck into a treasure map, we just win next turn. And we have a lot of treasure maps left. I didn't scry one to the bottom, did I? Nope, Cleansing Nova is the only one to the bottom. So I think my opponent has to fire off some Beacon Bolts here, which are at the cost of discarding card. Yep. Exactly what we wanted to bait out. Another land gone. And And we'll start losing some life to draw some cards. Golden Demise, sure. And a swamp. All right. So find another swamp. Karn's going to find us. Hopefully something juicy.
Choice.
Nope, just a swamp. That is one of the drawbacks of this. Oh, it gives me another Karn. That's interesting. I don't know what's up with that. I think you should 100% always do the... Because next turn I can go Karn negative and then Karn and negative and then just win. Put us down to a 7. Poor guy, though. Still no Phoenixes. Still no Phoenixes. And is 20 down to 22 cards. This is exactly what happens when I play the Phoenix. There's a Drake. It is a 24. Wow. That's the last Drake, I believe. Haven't seen any Enigmas, so it just might be the Crackling Drake version. And there's the scoop. Because Profane Procession just absolutely wrecks this. So, this is kind of a tough matchup. The bindings are super good. The Settle the Wreckage is really good. The Deadeye Trackers are good too. Moments of Cravings are actually good in this matchup, and so is Duress. The cards that are not very good is... I don't even really... I mean, Lyra's fine. But we have to cut a ton of cards. I'm not sure Golden Demise... Yeah, Golden Demise is actually pretty good. I don't like Ritual in this one. Because it only kills the Goblin Electromancers and maybe an Enigma Drake. The Cleansing Novas are actually kind of weak too. Because we have a lot better removal. The Seekers Squire is unnecessary. It doesn't do a lot. I'd just rather... I mean, it can put pressure. It can eat shocks and stuff like that. But I think it's the best cut at the moment. Moments of Craving. Arguel's Bloodfast I don't want either. I think we'll cut it. The treasure map should be fine between the treasure maps and the Karns. And then the Eldest Reborn is also... I don't know, Eldest Reborn's fine. It's something like the Lyra, but the Lyra can just take over the game. It's just Beacon Bolt. It's just dies to Beacon Bolts. I think that Lyra is too much of a liability, to be honest. We want to kind of shut down the early game. Deadeye Trackers are great in this one if we can get a Deadeye off quick. I don't know. Maybe I should have kept the Seeker Squires in just because it can be quite aggressive. But we need to cut something early. I think the Duresses are just good to get rid of. Like I'm sure my opponent's bringing in some problematic cards. Like Ral. Yep, there's Ral. So we get to rip Ral out. Now my opponent's got kind of a weak hand. Oh, finds an Electromancer off the top. Yuck. We get the treasure map. So the thing is, Electromancer can just go crazy. In fact, my opponent can get like a Phoenix out this turn. With Radical Idea, and then something out the top. However, my opponent does not decide to go that route. We do want to land. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to bottom Vraska's Contempt, to be honest. We need to hit those lands. Unfortunately, we missed the land. Oh, boy. I could actually lose this one with the Arclight. Huh, maybe I don't... Okay, I'm not going to... I need to go for Vraska's Contempt here, so I'm just going to hopefully... Yes, just hit into a land. And a lot of times they bring in some good dive downs and things like that to stop it. So I'm just going to main phase this. There is one Arclight Phoenix out of the way. We're not going to treasure map again because I do want to kill this Goblin Electromancer. One threat nullified. Oh yeah, we do. At this point, I do want to Chup on the 3 unknown cards left in hand. All right, so we're gonna go Chup. See if it gets countered. Steal a card for a card at this point. Nope, getting a radical idea. Just to get some value and ditch some lands. But again, shooting those off, I've played Phoenix a lot. You don't want to be like indiscriminately shooting off radical ideas without being able to set up like Arclight Phoenixes. We took care of one of the Arclight Phoenixes. I think I'll put a stop now for the treasure map. Discovery. I'm sure my opponent's going to bring in Niv Mizzet too, so I might need to just hold the Eldest Reborn for that. And does find 2 more lands to get rid of. So finding the lands this time, that's not good news for me. And Crackling Drake. Okay, so let's see what ends up happening. I think I'm just going to let it happen because if we draw a land, unfortunately we did not draw a land. Let's go to our main. We're going to scry with the treasure map and put that on top. And I think this is a good time to put out the possession. Okay, this is pretty rough. We have Profane Procession to really help us versus like Nimizet. The problem is my opponent has a lot of spells. This Crackling Drake is going to get out of control here. We did kill the Electromancer. All right, so it's to a 3. Yeah, this is tough. I'm sure my opponent's keeping up. So Chart a Course just draws cards. Oh boy, we could be in trouble. We find the Field of Ruin. I'm pretty sure Negate could happen. I'd rather just Profane Procession. I want my opponent to Radical Idea end of turn here. Come on, do it. Tap out. Shock. Okay. So I'm going to do it right now. See if a dive down happens. So I'd rather do that because I guess not. Dive down probably was the wrong card. Double shock. Are you kidding me? Why did my opponent keep in shock? Oh yeah, because shocks are still fine. So Arclight's kind of rough here. Oh, there's the Arclight. We're down to 3. Another Arclight. Chart a Course fills back up my opponent's hand again. Ay, ay, ay. Not a lot I can do here. I think because 3 spells is very easy for my opponent to cast. I'm going to throw that away and pass it up. I can't believe, I think we lost this one. Has used double shocks, but just one more Arclight Phoenix and we're dead. We've taken care of one Arclight Phoenix. There's a second. They find 3 out of the 34. Womp, womp, womp. Unfortunately, that is that. Okay, so we need to hit some... No, I don't know. I still don't think putting in Lyra is the right way to go. Or Rituals. Maybe I should have taken care of Radical Idea there instead of Ral. I'm not sure though. It's rough. It's Radical Idea is like the worst one to hit with Duress between a Radical Idea and a Ral. This is a pretty even matchup. Again, I'm 2-1 versus Phoenixes. And then of course we're 1-1 right now with this match. It could go either way. That was a very close game. It really comes down to if they can find 3. If they can find 3 Phoenixes in their top half of their deck, then they win. 3 or more. If they don't, we usually can win. There was 2 Crackling Drakes, too, that we had to take care of, as well as the Electromancer. But the Phoenix definitely is the rough card, because it's the haste really puts it over the top. So maybe putting another Deadeye Tracker in the sideboard for this deck, because going a turn 1 Deadeye Tracker, they do have shocks to take care of it, but if you can untap then with the Deadeye Tracker and start eating their graveyard, like a bunch of their spells do have the jump start. They have Maximize Velocity, which is a definite threat in this deck because of the ability to give them Crackling Drake haste, and they do have the Radical Ideas and the Beacon Bolts. And so if you can start eating their deck helps with Enigma Drake if they're that version. But it also Explorers, gets you a bigger threat every turn. Has some good synergy with treasure maps. Wonder if Karn is actually weak compared to Lyra. I don't know. We'll have to play this matchup more. So I think I need to keep in the Lyras, because if I do get it established, it's hard for my opponent to just... we're going to keep this hand. It's great. So the Wreckage is so good versus my opponent. They do run some cards, some negates and things like that. And think of when they start playing negate, it makes their hands a little bit weaker. They're not of explosive to find their cards. My opponent kept in shocks. There's just not enough room to put that kind of stuff. Alright, so opponent does have to mulligan. We need to avoid the Electromancer draw. No Electromancer. Come on. One time. Chart a Course. Awesome. You love to see Chart a Course with not attacking in. Not playing anything on turn. And having to throw away a card. There's one of the Arclight Phoenixes. Okay, Golden Demise can take care of Arclight. Highly doubt my opponent can actually get an Arclight out this turn. Had to do Op Shock Shock. There's the Electromancer. We're going to Golden Demise it next turn. Oh, no, we're going to Chup it. Going to Essence Scatter this? I mean, you have to kind of, like, play around either Negate or Essence Scatter. Either way. Disdainful Stroke? Oh, boy. We could be in trouble here. At least we got... No, that was actually really good. We got a Disdainful Stroke out of the way. Discovery. And hopefully my opponent uses a lot of resources to get the Arclight Phoenix out this turn. And a land. Throws away a land. Must be flooded on the lands. Another Discovery. Awesome. Yep, so my opponent's going for it. And threw another land away. Another Discovery. So it does get the Arclight Phoenix back. Another Arclight. Ugh. So did find the 2 Arclights. It is only a mountain. So I've got a couple of decisions. Oh, we're just taking so much damage here. Ugh, what a broken card. We're going down to a 12 already. And I don't know if I just Vraska's Contempt one of these away. They used a lot of really good resources to try to get the Phoenix out. So, but those Phoenixes are still in the graveyard. So double Discovery, threw a lands. Threw a 1 Disdainful Stroke. There's Ral. Ral gets Vraska's Contempt. So, the thing is, my opponent's so close to finding the spells to cast again. We're going to have to run Vraska's Contempt out. I can't. The counter magic is just too rough. I think we lost this one. Deck is good when it finds those Phoenix. It throws away another Goblin Electromancer. Unfortunately, I think I just have to Vraska's Contempt right now. But I think we're getting hit with Phoenixes here. Which sucks. Well, Not for my opponent. It sucks for me. Because Opt Shock Shock gets him back. There's Opt. Gosh, I need a binding. I need a Chart a Course. Threw away another Phoenix. Are you kidding me? Found the 3 again. These are the ones we lose when we have all 3 Phoenixes. There's the Shock. There's the Phoenixes. And unfortunately, the Settle the Wreckage does nothing here. So found 3 Phoenixes and 35 again. And I have to, like, play... Yeah, I don't think... We've Vraska's Camp. Yep, we gotta just pass the turn. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have a negate or a disdainful stroke. Which, in the odds of this, is probably 0 to a million. That there's no counter magic. Really? And this means there's also not a Vraska's Contempt. Wow. Or, excuse me, a counterspell for the Vraska's Contempt. Because my opponent would just slam it out. A Crackling Drake, a land. Well, we're going to Duress. Get a run and opt out instead of a... That seems bad to give me an option to to even rip something else out. And Scry's the top, so they're drawing it. So nothing. Rekindling Phoenix, Crackling Drake. No card. Brought in even more Rekindling Phoenix stuff. Contempt go to a 2 and hold up the Settle the Wreckage. And then I die to any shock. How many shocks my opponents ran? I think I've Vraska's Contempt right now because then I go to a 2 and then I can hold Settle the Wreckage up. Thing is, I don't think I come out of this. It was just the too many Phoenixes too quickly. There's Crackling Drake. Look how many cards my opponent's gone through, too. Just crazy how efficient this deck is. Firemind's Research. Unfortunately, it's only a land. Yeah, we gotta go. We have to go, Jeez, it's a radical idea. That's one of the worst cards left. So Duress missed and then found 2 instances that are... or 2 non-creatures in a row. My opponent just played into that again. The problem is this Firemind Research can do damage to any target. We're going to thin out. Get rid of Steam Vents. Oh, they did add another target. I thought they missed with the other target. Never mind. I thought I only saw one land coming out. Crackling Drake number 4. Womp womp. Finds yet another land and Rekindling Phoenix. So, we draw a Chupacabra, which is not going to do it. That is going to be game. Because the Chupacabra can kill the Crackling Drake. Unfortunately, yeah, drawing that Crackling Drake off of... Yep. Close game. Unfortunately, we didn't get there. That last Rekindling Phoenix was just too much. Maybe I didn't... Yeah, I had to rouse Eric, I think. So, womp up. There goes our... I talked this deck up and we go 1 and 2. Very close games, though. A lot of those games could go on either way. This is what happens when we record, though. You can't ever get the good showings. It's a... Phoenix is pretty 50-50. That was rough. I don't know what we'd do. We didn't find any, like a binding on a Crackling Drake is devastating if you can bind one of their drakes. I could run Sealways. Sealways are pretty good option for the Drake as well, as you get, not a Drake, you get the Phoenix underneath the Sealway, and that takes one of their major resources away. It's not bad versus like Electromancer early either, if they start attacking in. A lot of things we can do to make it a little bit better. Maybe the Boros match would get better with the Sealway too. So let's look at what we can do. I think this deck needs some Sealways. The reason I didn't put Sealways is twofold. It non-bows with the Eldest Reborn because you can't get back whatever's underneath it. And Cleansing Nova, a lot of times you do have to destroy artifacts and enchantments. And if you have something sealed away, they get it back. However, I do think that there needs to be some sort of seal away in this list. So I'll mess around with it. If not, the sideboard. I don't know if we need... I wonder if Seal Wave's just better than Moment of Craving. Moment of Craving's really good in certain matchups, but maybe Seal Wave's just strictly better in all instances of it. The Settle probably wants to go in the main. Yeah, we do need to mess around with the list. It does feel like we need some amount of Seal Waves in the current meta. Whether it be if Seekers Squire is even necessary anymore. Like, I really like it because it's kind of its roadblock feel. We go down like a 2 of Seekers Squires and then put 2 Sealaways. I think that's what I'm going to do right now. And this gives us just a much better matchup versus the Arclight Phoenix deck. So, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, not the best showing, but we got some games in. Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Thanks for watching.